What's up, everybody? Watching Nick Driver Podcast on air with Nick Driver. Hope you guys are having a blessed day today. Today's Tuesday, February 27th. Had a big day as far as the Fani Willis case. We had Terrence Bradley on the stand. You guys, if you haven't, like, subscribe, comment on this video. Let's do it, guys. Let's jump into the video, man. Let's get it. Once again, we're gonna pull our video from Doug in Exile. He's a great person to lay it down to us all. I watched it today. This man can explain it better than me. I'll let the video play and comment a little bit.
Team Fani Willis got a devastating defeat. They were trying to keep Terrence Bradley, Nathan Wade's ex-lawyer, shut up. And Judge McAfee is saying, no, you will come out and testify the things that they don't want you to talk about. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are, because pretty soon we're all going to be chanting, Fani got fired. Fani got fired. It's coming, but Fani's tactic, it's all falling apart, and they've got to be hair on fire, screaming in hysteria this weekend. We're going to find out this afternoon just what he says. Here's the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Judge says law partner must testify about Wade's relationship with Willis. I believe it's over when that happens. A judge has determined that Nathan Wade's former law partner and divorce lawyer must tell the court what he knows about the special prosecutor's relationship with District Attorney Fani Willis. A decision that could produce more bombshell testimony as defense attorneys seek to disqualify the DA from prosecuting the Fulton County election interference case. So you can see now, this is going to undermine the entire case. Right. It's because Fani Willis and Nathan Wade probably perjured themselves. You can't go after Trump if you're one of those types of district attorneys that have no credibility on the stand. Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee's chambers notified attorneys in the case by email late last night that certain communications Terrence Bradley had with Wade are not protected by attorney-client privilege, according to numerous people who read the email.
That's big.
Bradley could be compelled to testify as soon as this afternoon. McAfee's decision followed a closed-door meeting between the judge, Bradley, on Monday and lasted nearly an hour and 20 minutes. That didn't take long, did it?
You know, if they committed perjury, if they filed false statements in court, they could face personal charges. They could be referred to the bar. I mean,
Right.
the stakes are very high here.
Disbar them, throw them in jail, charge them. It's going to be great. I'm not even looking for revenge against Fani Willis. I don't hate her or Nathan Wade. I want them to leave Trump alone. I want Trump to run for president. That's the bottom line of this thing. You little nickel dime corrupt Fulton County grift organization should not be dictating national politics, all right? Fani Willis may be facing perjury charges, music to my ears. What kind of trouble is she in?
What do you make of these new revelations?
This is damning. At the very best, it's troubling. It seems to completely contradict the testimony of both Fani Willis and of Nathan Wade. And because of that, this could be a complete game changer in terms of how Judge McAfee decides to rule.
Oh, yeah, it's a big game changer. Here we go. Insurrection Barbie writes on Twitter, I love that Trump's lawyer waited until Nathan Wade and Fani Willis perjured themselves on the stand before releasing the geo-tracking data. See, that's why they delayed release the data. They were waiting for them to tell a bigger and bigger lie, because their goal is just solely to get them removed. So they have to trick Fani Willis and Nathan Wade to give up an even bigger lie that will get this case reversed. That's what I believe the tactic is. I think it's brilliant. Trump's legal team is doing great on this. Here's USA Today. Could a Georgia judge derail the Trump election fraud case? Fani Willis' decision looms large. The bottom line, legal experts say, is that while Willis is very unlikely to be disqualified based on a strict interpretation of the Georgia law, I disagree. The time spent on hearing evidence about her affair with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade threatens to push the actual election fraud trial back to either right before or after the election day. That's the strategy, guys. That's all there is to it. They just in the Trump team, which would included Mike Roman, had them go after Fani Willis and Nathan Wade's affair. Just in that distraction, it bought Trump time. See that? It pushed this whole thing.
Right.
We're arguing about Fani Willis and Nathan Wade's lawyer, and can he go behind the scenes with Judge McAfee and have a private session to talk about whether if he had attorney-client. See, it's dragging out, it's pushing, it's delaying. It gets Trump elected before they have to address this stuff.
Now, the Willis team kept on preventing questions from the opposing counsel, who is trying to show that it was, in fact, this attorney that supported their original motion, that this relationship began long before Nathan Wade was hired.
Now we're getting to the actual he said, she said. That is, that if this friend / lawyer of Nathan Wade's knows that the relationship started earlier, here comes the repercussions. Phil Holloway, I look forward to joining Megyn Kelly on Sirius FM. We will talk about what to expect today in the hastily scheduled hearing on the motion to toss Fani Willis from the Atlanta Trump RICO cases. It was hastily decided, probably because the new evidence that they have from Terrence Bradley is going to get her thrown. Willis's career may hinge on this. Very good. Here's a meme. Ignore the content of my character. Look at the color of my skin. That's all Fani Willis has left now.
That's right.
Is the color of her skin. Preview. Here's a preview of what to expect from the Fani Willis disqualification hearing that resumes today. But first, why does it matter? Counsel for Trump co-defendant Michael Roman says Willis has made the legal process, quote, fundamentally unfair, a due process violation. Let's look at that violation. There's the big legal document. Here's the quick quote. The state had an obligation to protect at all costs the fundamental fairness of the process and to avoid even the appearance of impropriety regarding the state's motives or the district attorney's personal or financial incentives in prosecuting the case. But the state did not do that, did it? So this goes back to living your life beyond reproach.
Right.
She had to keep her nose pretty clean, and she didn't do that. Over the past several years, the district attorney has done the opposite, using the media to turn the screws on each of the defendants. That's like Jenna Ellis. Long before any trial juror was called to serve, these media appearances by public elected prosecutor are incredibly improper, but more importantly, they were designed to tear down the defendant's pre-trial constitutional protections.
Now, whether we're going to finally see those questions answered is something we'll be watching closely today. But the case seems to be unraveling for Willis and Wade. In their testimony, there was a great deal of contradiction, particularly for Mr. Wade. Some of his earlier sworn statements appear to be irreconcilable with the facts that he later testified to. That's a nice way of saying that people believe he may have lied under the earlier sworn statements. That's pretty serious, because these two are prosecuting people for making false statements and filing false papers with courts.
Because Fani Willis and Nathan Wade made false statements and filed false paperwork, they can't go after Trump for the same thing. It's pretty simple.
Real quick. So Bradley's his partner and his divorce attorney. If he comes out and tells the truth that this relationship started earlier, that will corroborate what the former friend said.
Oh, here's the former friend that Kilmeade's talking about. American Savage says, quote, the testimony of one witness is enough to prove a fact, unquote. That's Fani Willis's own word. The testimony of one witness can prove a fact. And here's the testimony of one witness. That is Fani Willis's former friend that said the relationship with Nathan Wade and Willis, she said it under oath, started before they said it did, because Fani Willis and Nathan Wade perjured themselves. I predict that they will get thrown off the case. The question is, will the whole case get thrown out? That's the only thing left to discover. Your subscriptions are about to get me over 400,000. Don't forget to hit notifications too. So every time I post a video, you'll get a notification. I'm Doug in exile.
All right, guys. So my takeaway from watching it today, I was working and I had it on kind of in the background as I was working and doing my, my jobs and my different, things I do during the day. a couple of my takeaways was Terrence Bradley, he just looked very uncomfortable up there. You know, there was one moment where, you know, I remember, you know, I was thinking every question that he's asked, he says, I don't recall. I don't recall. Like, that's clearly lawyer lingo, which he is one. So he's understanding how to answer that. It does seem like the state got to him. It does feel like that. You know, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this. There's a lot of contradicting information from Mr. Wade on this case as well. And the idea that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade are misappropriating government funds, spending taxpayer dollars on things that aren't legal, that was brought out during this case. It pretty much makes them null to go after Trump. You know, you can't go after someone if you've committed perjury and you're a DA. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Like, how did you guys feel today went? I was watching it today, and I love doing these rundowns. I thought Doug in Exile could maybe explain it better than I could from my takeaway from it. You guys make sure you subscribe to his channel. Check him out. Hope you guys have a blessed day today. My name is Nick Driver. You watch it On Air with Nick Driver. Hit like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Take care. Let's see how this Fani Willis trial plays out.